I'm not a Star Wars fan, so I don't really care who shot first. Not my thing. You'd think with me being a big sci-fi fan, my favorite book is The Martian. My favorite movie is Interstellar. You'd think I would be a huge Star Wars fan, but I'm not. I never really could get into it. Alright, so what are we doing in today's video? This will be just a playing around in my Minecraft world. I might use this in background video of like a commentary video, I don't know. Of me just playing in my Minecraft world. Alright, I've had enough. Let's go. So this is my main Minecraft world I've been playing on for nearly 5 years now. And let's just go around it and take a look at some things. I've used a shit ton of fireworks on this. So let's just do a tour of my world. Starting with this section off right here. So right here is the mine that I built. There was another mine. I built this close to 2 years ago now. Holy shit. But there was another mine. I'll show that in a bit. This is one I started in around August of 2024. Just a new and improved mine. And I like it. It goes all the way to my trail city. My excavated trail ruin, and I built other trail ruins around it. I'll show that later. And it has a minecart track here through the woods, and it leads to the mine entrance and where supplies go in. Also, this is the church right here. Anyway, so this is kind of the mine entrance, where I never use it. I don't really use the mine anyways. So you can see I kind of named my streets. I got Main Street, Forest Road. Forest Road leads to the church, the mine, and the villager office building, and the old mine. This is the old mine right here. This is one of 2 oldest buildings in my main world. That's the other one. I don't remember which one I built first. But either way, they are the 2 oldest buildings. So this goes all the way down to close to bedrock. And I don't use it much anymore. Like, I do, kind of, because, like, there's a huge underground cave system. Here. Also, this is from when I had Frostwalker on my boots, and it's not worth it removing it. This is from when the ocean kind of caved in to the cave. Yeah, that's why there's cobblestone there. But yeah, this is a huge underground cave system, and that's part of the mine that I showed earlier, the new mine. I created the new mine after I cleared out I flattened out a ton of land. You see the flat land on the surface? I flattened that all out by hand over the course of 3 years. Yeah, I had way too much time on my hands for the longest time. Yeah, this right here is just, like, I mainly get lava here now, and this I just made myself. I killed a bunch of mobs after planting down some skulk. So yeah, there's no ancient city below my city. Speaking of my city, I call it Mia Artis, which is Latin for Minecraft. There are 2 sections of the city. There's Novus. Novus is... Or no, Vetus is the first one. Vetus is in this 250 by 250 block wall area. Vetus is Latin for old, or old city. Vetus City. Novus is the new part of the city that I have outside the wall. And I'll get into that when I get into the tour of that part. So, most of these are just trees I planted here, it doesn't really matter. And here's my villager office building. Once again, one of the oldest buildings in my world. The oldest building is actually a treehouse. However, that is no longer standing. I tore that down a couple years ago. So I just, like, for a while, I remember I used fences instead of proper walls. Like in the early days of me building this. So it's like these walls weren't here, they were just fences, and it made it really hard for the villagers, and they would just like crawl out. And I had them in boats for a while until I encased them in walls, and it works better. It takes up a lot more space than the proper design, but it's like, this is such a classic design in my world, and my trading hall could definitely use an update. I have enough villagers, it doesn't really matter anymore. And plus I accidentally turned on the villager trade rebalancing thing a couple years ago. So I have no real reason to, like, do any more villagers. Anyway, here's the basement. And down here is the farm area, an automatic, or a semi-automatic farm. I had another farm that was way too big. Like, huge. It was right behind here. And I hear a cop car in the distance outside in real life. It was way too big. I had 25 by 25 block areas for wheat, beetroots, carrots, and potatoes. I kind of miss it, because then it meant I had an abundance of everything. But it's like, it was so spread out and took up so much space. And I didn't really need it all. Oh, there go, I'm fighting those. So I just removed it and put the automatic farm under the villager office building. Now, I am very careful with, like, taking off my elytra around here, and I will show you why. Here's, in a bit, here's my automatic sheep, or automatic wool thing. I don't have much automatic things in my, my world. Very few things I do, including this egg one, the sheep one, and you saw the sugarcane one. I really should set up more, like, auto farms and stuff. I don't even have an iron farm. I just, because of the fact that I mined out a 250 by 250 block area by hand, and the fact that I've just needed, like, I've had so much I've needed, like, here's just a ton of stuff I have from, like, valuables in these chests. So yeah. My world is so vast and I have so many stuff spread out, I just lose track of a lot of stuff. Like, what's in here? This. I don't... why do I have a bed here? I don't remember. Why do I... Oh yeah, that's right. One thing I don't like about this, and I'll probably change, is that you press a button and it'll, like, flow all the water down to hoppers, and it's not great. Because, like, sometimes they'll get stuck there. And also because, like, this, I connect them all. You have to wait an eternity for all the items to go from all the seeds to go from the beetroots all the way down to this one chest. I kind of regret doing that. And it would be an easy fix, I just don't use it enough to justify it. Anyway, so I mentioned that I have to be, or that I am careful with taking off my elytra around the villager office building, and here's why. Voila. Now, all that stuff is behind here. I used to have some villagers here, but I moved them so I could fit this, and this is kind of like a very janky-looking setup. I changed it to be that, like, close to, like, because at one point it was, like, this wall was not as thick. And the entrance to my underground lab was just, like, not exactly on this point of the wall, but it was, like, somewhere. It was a door opened right here, a small one, but I prefer this one. And it was stairs that led down. And I definitely prefer the elevator. My underground lab has been a real big test of my, my redstone skills. One thing I like about this elevator is that I was able to make it that either way you could press it and it'll come to you. I couldn't make it with the other ones because they were too long. So this is the first floor. This design I took from a Reddit post that I saw. And the only things that were different were these were beacons and those were sea lanterns. And I was like, it works better for it to be redstone lamps. Everything else I designed around it. And this one is one of my favorite things, because that one button turns off all the lights and dispenses all the lava. I really like that because I had to figure out how to make it that it would do that at the same time. and to make an on and off switch, because the way I knew how to do it was very not good. So I had to look that up, and I will show you the redstone. This is the storage area, and I eventually added this section, and it goes all the way to outside my city by Novus. A secret entrance place for storage, coming in and out. As a secret entrance for the lab. Now I also have it that, in case of there being a TNT minecart, as a protection, there's an activator rail that'll blow it up. Before it could get to here. I like that I did that. Yeah, I have no reason to. It's just kind of cool. This is my lab room. I have Education Edition activated. The world is called EDU Survival. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah, I initially just called it Survival when I started the world, but then I activated Education Edition later, and it became EDU Survival. And I just never changed it, and it's like so ingrained with my world that I've never changed it. Anyway, this is my main lab area. I pretty much built it just for that, or built this lab just for that. Because I'll show you the one that I had at the time when we get to it. It's on Main Street. It's a house. Anyway, we go down here to the next floor and go to the next atrium. There's the test chamber, which is my favorite part, and the experiments room. The experiments room, I have a creaking. I thought I had a creaking flower in there. I guess not. Then I have a sniffer, as you can see. There's a minecart under here, too, that will, is it going right now? I don't hear it. Oh, yeah, it's going. It will go around to, collect the sniffer things, but it's, okay, yeah, yeah, the hopper minecart goes around there, collecting it, and then it dispenses it into that hopper, and that gets collected by the minecart chest, as you can see. And it's kind of a jank way to do it, but it works. Once again, one of the few automatic things I have set up in my world. Then I have a nitwit that just somehow some of my villagers figured out how to breed when in captivity. I don't know how. It was between one of my farmer villagers. And the nitwit spawned in my basement area, and so I was like, well, I'm gonna keep it alive. Like, it became a nitwit. I was like, well, I'm gonna keep it alive and just put in this. It's like he found my secret. The test chamber, like I said, it was my favorite part. Alright, so, here's the test chamber. We got lava that'll dispense from here. And I'll show you it. This is all like in case if disaster goes wrong. Now, you saw on the first floor how I have everything hooked up to a button and all the lava and lights will go out. The test chamber is so far away from it that on the second floor, the only way I could get it to work was by putting it separate. Or, like, the only way I could get it to work all at once was by having another player in the test chamber just rendering it. So I put a separate light switch button for here. Does the lights in there, does the lava in there. Doesn't do the ones out here, that's right. And but like, by the way, both these buttons are all the same. On both the observation rooms. However, I never did anything for these final two. Trapdoor. I wanted to do it, but I never could figure out how to do it. Then one of my favorites is the lava barrier. What it'll do is it will push down those right there and have lava dispense from here, as once again, a protection. However, it does have an issue. I don't know how to, I'm not great at redstone, so, like, it'll push that thing up and the lava will spill out like that, but, it's fine. And the lava drop chute. You get it. I'm not gonna sit here waiting for it. Now we get to the incomplete floor, which I actually have much farther down, and I regret putting it this far down. So you may have seen the giant cobblestone wall surrounding my city of, or this surrounding Venice. In Venice, like where I got most of that cobblestone was from the area where I built this. This is unfinished, and I don't have much of ideas, but it's like this area where I built this part of the lab. This is where I got most of that cobblestone. Anyway, this is the redstone stuff for how to make it on and off switch. Shut up. You have the redstone button coming from here into here. And once you press this button, it'll turn off that, but also send a signal through here. I don't really get how it works. But if you want to copy it, it looks like this. Make sure all the redstone is lined up like that. You need 4 repeaters, 2 redstone torches, 3 redstone dust, and 2 blocks to put the redstone torches on. So yeah, redstone torch here, repeater, or 2 repeaters going into these 2 repeaters connected to this. It's kind of hard to explain. Just yeah, this connects to the cave area. Oh, by the way, this is also part of the underground mine. I have this track spreading for a long period of time, or a long distance. Yeah, this is unfinished, and I don't have much ideas. I have a nether portal on one side. I didn't show that, but that's really it. Also, it gets really dark on this section. I should add a flowing lava or something behind glass. I don't know. Once again, I just don't like. I built the slab starting in like November or December of 2024, and I just don't have much reason to really continue. I kind of ran out of ideas. I'd love to do something with quartz though. Quartz slab is beautiful in my opinion. Anyway, so another thing is that you know where that mine is now. I used to have like an iron golem graveyard for all the poppies that an iron golem dropped. I would plant them in a graveyard. Eventually I moved it. And you know how I mentioned that, we're gonna have to go into Spectator to see it. I mentioned that a treehouse was my oldest, structure. I built it on a tiny little island. I can't really tell where it was. I think it was like right here. I built it on a tiny, like less than 5 block wide island. Now, it was probably closer to 7 or 8 block wide. But it was on a river, and I planted a jungle tree and built a treehouse. I remember the treehouse was kind of big, and it stretched all the way over to here. I remember seeing out of this way. I remember fishing off a little balcony I had built. I remember continuing it for a dripstone farm. I remember having a main area full of storage and stuff where I built the... Man, do I even have... I might even have a video somewhere on my YouTube from a while ago. I doubt I do, but there's a chance. Let me look it up. But I removed it because it was kind of hard to, like, continue building on it, and I lost motivation, and I wanted a different house. So I built a different house, and that is also one of the oldest buildings in my world. So if we go back a couple years, I destroyed it a couple years ago. The fact that I have to say a couple years ago, it's just kind of crazy. I created this world in around November 2021. Looking over at my cringy. Is this one?
So you know that my a sandwich shop. My farm. So you can barely see it, but there's an exit.
That's it. I didn't record my own gameplay.
Band in this world, and
because I played this world on the Switch. And I barely showed it. I would turn it towards the camera. And it's called Revisiting an Old World I Would Play On. Because wow, the fact that I can't believe I just stopped playing on this world at one point. Kind of hard for me to believe. And that, wow. Oh my god, I wish I had a good capture of that, because let me show my screen. Oops. Let me show this. For some reason it's showing on OBS, but it's not showing on my screen, and it's glitching out. Holy shit, everything is glitching out. You guys can't see it, but anyway, let me minimize this. But like, that was before I even finished constructing the wall. Holy shit. And it's really blurry. Did I even start the wall at that point? I don't even think I did. And what's that floating grass there? I can't tell. Oh, that's better. Yeah, that's the island. Let me take a screenshot. And then open it up and like zoom in farther. Oh, that's OBS. There. How do I zoom in on this again? Oops. Don't know how to zoom in. But I don't remember what that grass segment was. Okay, yeah, I had started building the wall. You can see it. Like, you can see I started building the wall. It's kind of, you can see the outline of the cobblestone and areas I flattened out. I kind of forgot about that ravine. The ravine's still there, I just blocked it up. I'll have to show it. Yeah, there's the island. You can see my mouse, yeah. There's the island with the sections of the treehouse. And yeah, there used to be a shipwreck right there, by the way. A beached shipwreck. And there, too. I destroyed both of them. This one was encased in the wall. At one point, I had the wall kind of small, and then I decided to extend it to 250 by 250. And so, yeah. That one shipwreck got engulfed in it, in the wall. The other one didn't. I remember like walking around a part of the wall and seeing that there or something. Damn, how do I zoom in? Can't zoom in. Anyway. Let's continue in the video.
And that is the village encased, or at least most of the village. Hi, Shaggy.
I sound like just a baby.
And there's some bits of the village that are not in there. Shaggy would. You can kind of.
Okay, yeah, this was before. I actually spit on my microphone. Yeah, I remember This was, like, before I built my villager trading hall, I took one of the villages or village houses, and I just extended it for the villagers as I was flattening down the wall. Or flattening down. And there's, like, I'm standing on the treehouse right now, and you can see part of it too. I think that was my enchanting room that I had. You can see the houses that were floating, and the wall was so much smaller. Damn, I forgot about all these.
See my work from here. I'm planning on flattening it out to sea level. Oh, and over there is the unfinished villager place and sea level. Oh, and over there.
That's the villager trading hall. Like, you can see I was using fences there instead of walls. And I think you could see the mine, where the mine was there. And that is a subway. You're telling, holy shit, the subway? I didn't realize that was. You're telling me the subway was one of the oldest buildings in my world too? Seriously? I destroyed the subway. And I didn't even know it was a historical site. Let me explain. So, I had a subway right here. And I never used it. This was the subway. In the entrance right here, you can see. Oh, some skeleton horse. A skeleton horse. You're gonna spawn a ton of these. Let's go back into survival. Maybe not. Weird. Huh. I guess I just have a skeleton horse now. Let's put in this house where I have all my other horses. This was a house that one of my friends built. I haven't spoken to him in a while. Should reach out. But let me go back into spectator. So when I was constructing the lab, I was like, okay, the subway system is going to kind of impact it when I was building the test chamber. And so I was like, I don't even use it anymore, so I just removed... Like, I left all the lanterns so mobs wouldn't spawn, but I removed all the railroad tracks, and I destroyed the parts that were exposed in water. Like, you can still kind of see some remnants of it. Like, I just covered all the ones that were inland, but the ones in water I removed entirely. I still don't know how that was formed. That was just weird. Yeah, this is all still here. And I just left it. Shit, I didn't even know it was that historical of a site. But this right here is the second house that I built. That I moved into because I was sick of my current one. My treehouse. And I destroyed the treehouse, as I told. But then I moved out of this house. I kind of miss it. It was kind of nice. It's kind of a nice house. I like it. I was gonna put a pool here, and I never did. And I built it I built a mirrored section exactly the same, and then added a tower for like fighting enemies. Like I said, this was a house that a friend built. And I built a floating island. I built it right here, and literally just the other day I used the structure block to move it all the way over there. I built this around 3 years ago now. And I didn't finish it for over a year. It just was tedious having to place all these stone in a random order. But I did finally build it all by hand. And I took this house from a tutorial YouTube video, and this is where I live now. I've kept it the same. I nearly moved into that quartz house nearly 2 years ago. But I decided not to. I like this quartz house. I think it's nice. I just never moved into it. I nearly did. This was taken from the, oh yeah, that's right. the want some records and a car was when I added a car mod here at one point to this house was owned by the same friend who built that other house. This used to be the old lab area. It was very small and not very unique. And it was like in a disheveled house. Then I fixed up the house, and then I decided to like remove the lab and all of its stuff. I don't even remember why. Did I? Yeah, I purposefully blew it up. I purposefully blew it up to make it look like there was a lab explosion. And I purposefully blew up some of this, but then also made it just look disheveled and wrecked. This is Town Hall I took from YouTube video. The Quartz house is actually my own inspiration. Here I was going to build another house that would be like an underground thing that would be very inspired of my, of a world that I used to have, or a realm, or a house I built in a realm I used to have. It's still on my Nintendo Switch. It's not on my computer. If I could open that up later and take a look. If I remember. This is a museum I never finished. The clock tower is my favorite build. I built it, I built it nearly 3 years ago. And it's one of my favorite builds because I built it on my own. Like, I took a look at Stampy's clock tower in his lovely world. I took one look at it, and then I started building. I built this on my own, with my own design. Just from memory. And I love how it turned out. I think it looks really good. And it's used to encase a creeper farm right there. Now, like I said, museum I never finished. School I never finished. Bank, this is where I keep all of my, emeralds. I'm not opening up the chest right now. This is a smelting mill. And, for a while it was just smelting copper, and it was smelting copper non-stop, and I had no need for it. So I just destroyed all the copper, but, as we'll get into later, I could have used a lot of that. Now, this is a small shop I called Bandanners, which would sell banners. But it was also the home of a minigame selection that I wanted to build, and I never finished it other than this one. I wanted to build Spleef, and I wanted to build Bed Wars, but I never did in the sky. A library. I finished the library years ago, but then I decided to renovate it and extend it, and then I never finished it. A Prismarine bakery. This was an expensive bakery to build. This is connected to a post office, I think. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. This is the aquarium I built. I built an aquarium at one point. I didn't like the look of it. And so I just tore down the top part and covered the rest. So, yeah. I think this is connected to the post office. I never finished it. No, this is connected to the farm. That's right, I connected this to the farm. I wanted to do like a mail service thing. It's connected to the farm all the way here. The chest right there, that's it. I started a post office build that would connect everything, and I put it like right here. But then like a week ago, I decided to tear it down and create a town square. This fountain has been here for a while, however I moved it. It was at one point in front of the museum, like right here, and I used the structure block to move it, and then it was over here, but it was like a little bit inward here, and so I used the structure block again like a week ago to move it over here. I built the place for the annual Christmas tree, and I built the amulet. I was going to build the amulet beacon from Minecraft Story Mode. However, I thought it looked terrible, so I just built the amulet and put glass over beacons, replacing the beacon that used to be in here. So this is a restaurant right here. I kind of like it. I forgot I built this. Anyway. This is my home renovation store where I keep all of my building supplies. I have a lot of them on display, including all the terracotta and concrete. It could use some improvements though, but it's just mainly where I keep all this, so yeah. Other than the sulfur, I haven't added the sulfur yet. In my inventory is actually a sulfur, or is actually 2 shulker boxes full of cinnabar and sulfur. This is my apartment building. It's all finished. I finished it within like I procrastinated on it for so long, and then one day I was like, screw it, let's finish it. There wasn't much left to finish, so it's 2 floors of apartments. This resin building is my armory, where I keep all, like, you can buy armor and stuff, and weapons. This was kind of expensive, just for it to sit on display. Now, this is one I remember building in, like, April or something of 2025. I was bored. I was doing online school for a while at that point. And so I built an inward skyscraper. I think it looks really nice. However, it serves literally no purpose. Now this is a McDonald's build I never finished. This is a subway system I started that'll go all the way to my underwater base / aquarium. However, as you can tell, it's barely started, so... Now this is an area, I wanted to build a car dealership, and I still haven't. I also want to build a gas station, but I still haven't. I marked out for the car dealership, but I never built it. Do I even need to explain what this is? And this is where I put the Christmas tree this year, and that's just full of Christmas tree stuff. And the rest is just open of what I haven't built yet. Now if we go down here, it leads to a replica of the under the igloo thing, and a additional storage thing that I found a tutorial for online I thought looked cool. Now, yearly, I will build an igloo, and I don't think I did it this year. No, I didn't. I'm pretty sure I didn't. I wish I did, though. But, I usually, I do a winter tradition in my world where I have snow. Like, I cover my world in snow, and I build a couple of wintry decorations, like an igloo, and a giant snowman I built here one year, and an ice head of Steve I built one year, and then the obvious annual Christmas tree. And then come spring, oh yeah, I forgot I added command blocks at the top of the clock tower that'll tell me what time in morning. Why do I have 2? I don't remember. This island is, or this lake is actually the exact same shape of that island, that floating island, implying that it got lifted out of the ground. Well, like the outer ring area is the exact same shape, but obviously the depth isn't. I was like, there's no way I'm calculating all that. I actually finished the pond before I finished that. And down here is a mob farm that I have. I love the smell of fresh air. I open up my window. Oh, I didn't even mention the record store. Or the fireworks store. The fireworks store... So this is the record store, which connects to the clock tower, which is the creeper farm. That's really all there is to it. It's the record store. Then we got the fireworks store. Connects to the clock tower, the creeper farm. That's really it. This is a map of my city currently. And I like it. I like it. So I should explain this. There was a, so those lamps that are there because, that's part of where my floating island was, and I just haven't removed them yet. This shipwreck was part of an area that I call the dueling shipwrecks. And I want to put them in the museum. I only did one of them. I used the structure block to remove it. And then I placed it there, and I manually removed it from here. The other dueling shipwreck, is still here. I haven't put it up yet. Yeah, the dueling ships is what I called it. And somewhere, I think it's either over here on the other side. Like a couple months ago, I remember, I found, I was going through the ocean, and I found a sign that I had left. Yeah, here. Rip Dolphin. 2022 to 2022. And I logged into my Twitter, for the, first time in a while to take a look at my, just like what I had on Twitter. When I searched x.com, of course, the first thing that popped up was Dean North's sex gifts. I looked it up once. It was funny. I have posts. Is this a different account? Yeah, it's a different account for some reason. Let me figure out how to sign out here. Log out. Continue. Let's see with phone. I remember I have it on my phone. There we go. That's the correct account. But I remember I posted the video of when I actually killed the dolphin on Twitter. Or X now, but Twitter when I posted it. What happened was I was swimming through, the ocean. I posted a couple of, my, things. Yeah, let's just do picture-in-picture. I was trying to kill fish, and I accidentally killed the dolphin. So I stopped in my tracks and created a sign. Oh, I'm looking at my Twitter. I also remember in this world when I accidentally crafted 64 crafting tables instead of sticks. I still haven't used up those crafting tables. Yeah, and you can see when I used the fence posts on here and kept them in boats. Yeah, I'll have to show those crafting tables. They're in a thing. Anyway, this is a harbor I wanted to build and never finished. You know how I flattened out a 250 by 250 block area that took me 3 years to finish? Yeah, this part went through a mountain, and I just left half of a mountain here for over a year until one day in April of 2025, I was like, let's tear it down. So I tore it down to sea level, and it was left looking ugly with portions still here. And I wanted to put a harbor there, and I never finished it. So yeah, that's currently how it is. But then I remember in like November, I actually tore down the rest of the mountain all the way down to the bottom of the ocean to make it flush. And what I did was I took spare blocks that I had that I didn't care about. I put them around the land, and then I tore it down to sea level. I have way too much time on my hands. Then we got We've got Novus here. So this is actually a shipwreck I built. That's a replica of a shipwreck. Ignore that. That's a long story. I built the dock here at one point, and because like right here was the exit of the subway system, and I built a dock to here, and I eventually will move it with the structure block to the harbor when I finish the harbor, but I haven't had a reason to. Then I also built the lighthouse. I like the lighthouse. I think it looks good. I built this around the same time as the harbor in around April of 2025. Then we got the airport. I started building the airport when the Happy Ghast came out, because then I decided, I was like, you know what? Let's build a Happy Ghast airport, because that's going to be cool. And I never finished it. Again. Ton of projects I've never finished. But yeah, this is supposed to be the Happy Ghast airport. Boo-hoo. So then we got Novus. I actually built the harbor, the lighthouse, and the airport all before I started Novus. This is the first building in Novus. It's kind of like the entrance building to Novus, and I really like how it turned out. It looks really good, in my opinion. I just took inspiration from, like, modern Minecraft building designs. And yeah. So we got a book on the history. We got, like, kind of a line check-in area until you go down here to the minecarts to actually get into the city. I have yet to build an entrance building. I will. That's why this area is just flat and open. And I built the bridges out of wood because I just have a shit ton of wood on me. Oh, and I never even added torches to this. I need to do that. But this will be like a supply entrance and out of the city. I have yet to do it. Yeah, I like how this building turned out. I think it looks really good. The skyscraper I started a couple weeks ago. It's gonna be the tallest building in all of my world. I'm just going until I can't no more. So yeah, I can only do about another 100 blocks up. Let's see if I can do that. I don't know. So this peninsula here, with the jungle temple, it used to have jungle trees on it. And then I took them all, I chopped them all down. And this was like 8 months ago when I did this. Because I wanted to put a college here, and I never put a college here. Like a historical college, but I left all the markings for where the trees were in case if I wanted to plant them back, and I just never did. Alright, so let's go to my underwater base that I was talking about. By the way, what time are we looking at right now for all of this? We are at 46 minutes right now. So let's go into survival. Sorry. Oh, by the way, I never even showed the creaking farm that doesn't work properly that I have up in the sky. Alright, so this is the underwater base / aquarium. This is what I primarily worked on for a couple months in November to January of 2025 to 2026. I haven't worked on it for a while. It's been a couple months. But I really like it. It's definitely like what I've used the most copper for. And it's home to the copper mines, as I call it. I actually created a tunnel that stretches from here all the way to my city. My mines city. So I started with this little dome area and a nether portal. Then I built the first atrium. Then I built an entrance tower. Then I built a nature walk. And this I just started as an underwater base idea. I didn't even do it as a aquarium, but then I had the idea. I was like, you know what? I've been wanting to build an aquarium. Let's just call this the aquarium. So we get to the next dome, and it's called the Chow Dome. I named these after famous astronauts, and I don't remember who I named them after. Anyway, so we get to this dome. Right here, we got the pool. I like the pool. It's nice. It's pretty. It uses prismarine, and you overlook the ocean. I like it. Then, down here is the staterooms. I only have 2 built. They're both the exact same, so I'm not even doing any other. But here, I have a secret turtle breeding area. Why is it a secret? I don't know. So then we get to the next dome, which actually, I think I finished this dome, and then I built that extension dome to the, to, like, house all that other stuff. And then when the Mounts of Mayhem drop came, I got a Nautilus. This is in a slime chunk, by the way. I hate that. But this is the, like, what leads directly to the subway system I was talking about that I wanted to build. You probably won't ever. Anyway, we go through here, and it goes up. Then, this is the unfinished part. We got a gift shop area, which I haven't even put anything in. And then 2 places I don't know what to do. They're just blocked off. Yeah. That's the underwater aquarium base. I like it. I'm proud of it. Like, you can tell, like, what's my oldest buildings based on how detailed they are. Yeah. And, like, I just have a really good memory when it comes to dates, so I remember when I built a lot of these. Let's go to my vacation home. I remember in, like, November of 2025, I was like, you know, I, like, want a vacation home in my world. And so I found this really nice island in a alcove, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. And I built a vacation home. It's this island right here. It's kind of a crescent bay. I think I'd call this Crescent Bay. Yeah, this is the island. And I tried to, like, give off vibes of, like, Gaotruk. I think that's Chinese. I think I did it because, like, all the bamboo and pandas, because I have this as my vacation home and a panda sanctuary. I think I named it, like, Panda or something in Chinese and translated it to the English characters. I don't remember. But it just sounds like a weird name. Gaotruk! Gaotrok! Whatever. Anyway, we go up here, and this island I actually, like, I took some supplies that I had at home in my city, and I just started fresh. Castaway style. And that's how far away it is from my main city. Here's a map of it. Here's a map of the island. And so I would just put all my stuff in an ender chest. And I would just start playing. I could just go into this chest and grab the stuff from here and start playing. And this is... Did I mention I wanted to give off the vibes of, like, my one of my family members has a vacation home up in Canada. I haven't been there in 12 years. No, No, it's been 14 years. No, it's it was 12 years. It's been 12 years since I've been up there. I'd love to go again, but probably never will. But I tried to give off vibes of that. This is not based on the island this is not based on the cabin that they have on the island. This is based off a cabin they have for hunting. This is the exact same layout. Fireplace right here with a living room area. There's a TV here in real life, and the dining area, kind of a porch area. In here I just keep farming stuff. Closets here. This is actually, like, 2 separate rooms that are split off, a bathroom and a washing room area, but for obvious reasons I don't need those in Minecraft. And then you step up here. And it seems weird for that to be this way, but in real life, this was the original cabin. That's why, like, there's the porch area here. There's a porch here. And these are 2 bedrooms in real life. And there's a pool table right here. Yeah, this is the original cabin, and this is actually a patio door in real life, because this was actually an addition to the house. And up here is the main bedroom. So that's the vacation home. I lost motivation to play on it when I went into spectator mode one day, and I looked down and I realized that there was no cave system directly below the island, and I was like, I don't really want to play on here anymore. But this I actually connected to my underwater aquarium thing that I showed earlier. But I also connected it to the nearest village from my vacation home, which is somewhere over on this area. There, you see it. So there's really only one thing left in this world I have to show. That being my excavated trail ruin. We gotta go past these snowy peaks. It's gonna take a while. You guys play Minecraft? So, one thing interesting about this world is that, I did not spawn in this area right here. This lake right here is where you would spawn in the modern day version of the world if you were to do it. However, this world was created during 1.17 with experiments on. So I had the higher cave generation, or I had the lower cave generation and bigger caves. I don't think the mountains were higher, but I know the build limit was higher. I actually spawned... I don't remember where I spawned exactly, but I think it was that island, because that was the first village I visited. I know for sure I did not spawn there. And this is why I don't convert this world to Java. Because of the fact that it was created during a weird point of Bedrock's history, it does not convert properly. The best converter I found is JE2BE, and that does not convert it properly. What happens is that chunks that were never fully rendered in, they render it in as it would render in modern day Minecraft. And so it just like creates these weird chunks. Like by that lake area in a Java converted world, there is just cherry trees that jut out. It's not good. So this is my excavated trail ruin. This part and this part were both taken inspiration from trail ruins that are nearby. This one was taken from one that's a little bit farther over there. I'm not showing you. And ironically, that one is taken from a trail ruin that is extremely close. Like so close that it's right here. The only original part of the trail ruin, the one that was built here, is this main section with these buildings, that building, yeah. And I just like, this one was weird and I didn't really know what to do, so I just created my own inspiration for it. And it's kind of like a sanctuary sort of thing. And I like it, it's nice. I just put some pots around here that I found. We got a wheat farm here, and the extension of these that I built. I like it. It's a nice trail city that I excavated. It is nice. The trail ruin is one of my favorite structures in the game. I don't know why, I just like it a lot. So that is... I'm not going to show the world in my Switch, I'm too lazy to. That I took inspiration for a house I never finished building, the one I mentioned earlier. I'm not going to show you guys the nether or the end, because there's, I tried to make the end full of trees and grass, but that went poorly, so... And I have a nice, like, end base, or a nice nether base, but that's really it. It's not even a nice nether base, it's just a nether base. Oh yeah, there's an ocean monument I drained and built around, but you know, it's full of ice, so I never finished it. Or never finished draining the water around it. I'm too lazy to show you guys that. So, I'm just gonna get back to my city. I was kind of going the wrong way. Yeah, I think I showed you guys everything there is to my city. My beloved city. Now, or at least how it is current. Now it's time to show you how it was in the past. So, let's save and quit. And go back to this video.
The unfinished villager place, and over there is where I'm making a subway. Not a Subway sandwich shop.
Okay, you can see the, I can see the edge of the old mine there, so, like, that did exist.
A sandwich shop. But yeah. That I actually started on before I abandoned this world. Right there is the mine. That I started and completed before I abandoned it. This used to be a pond connect.
Okay, yeah, you can see... Okay, the island was... Holy shit, the island was way bigger than I remembered. Yeah. I drained all that water with sponges.
Connecting to the ocean, but then I added the wall and blocked it.
Like, where that is right there, where my mouse is, that water is still there. I never drained it. I just covered it up. And so I call that section of the street where the road goes through, I call that River Street, because the fact that the river is still there, it's just covered up.
I often made it a pond instead of connecting to the ocean and stuff. And then I decided, once I started to play on this again, to drain it, because why not? But also, there's easy access to the other side. You can not really see it from here.
Okay, that used to be a turtle breeding area that I had built, and that's where the mine used to be. The new mine that I showed. That is where that mine used to be. Or that's where the mine is now. Anyway, I forgot I did that giant farm. How did I forget I did that farm in the sky? On the treehouse. How did I forget about that?
But it's behind the glass, and the glass was actually not there before I abandoned the world. What happened was I started with the glasses for turtle and mine that I started and completed, but then behind the glass. What happened was I started with the glasses for turtle enclosure, and I started on the turtle enclosure after I abandoned this world and started playing on it again, but then I abandoned it for a second time, but this time for a shorter period of time. This was actually created
How old was I when I did this? I was 14.
1.18, and that wasn't that long ago. I have another Minecraft world that was pre 1.15, I think. No, 1.14. The Village and Pillage update was 1.14, I think. So I have a Minecraft world on my Nintendo Switch that is pre 1.14. And Minecraft world I played on a lot is after 1.14, but I think it was before 1.15. So you can barely see it, but there's an exit behind the glass. Cacti over here. My farm floating. Thing is, I've recently just got beetroots from a wandering trader.
I forgot it took me a while to get beetroots in this world.
So I'm going... Okay, did I put it in here? Where did I put it? Where did I put those beetroots? Oh, they're still in my inventory. Recently got beetroots to continue my farm. Yeah, but also I have mined a lot of copper. Oops. I mined copper. And if you're wondering how much copper, 3 stacks and 8 copper blocks, not ingots, blocks. That amounts to, I don't even know how much copper ingots. The thing is, it's kind of easy to get copper since it's very common, but also it drops more than 1 for how much you mine, even without fortune. I don't even have fortune yet. And this is an automatic smelting thing using a blast furnace, and sadly, since I'm using a blast furnace, it's not automatic for refueling the furnace.
I remember for a while you couldn't like put a hopper into a blast furnace to have it automatically refuel. If I'm not mistaken. Unless that was just like a glitch, I don't know.
So now it's it's 3 1/4 stacks of copper blocks. So
that is not that much. I have used way more than that on even small parts of my underwater base.
Subway is barely even started. On another Minecraft world I actually did build a subway. It's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, I remember. I'm referring to a 100 by 100 world that some friends and I started at one point. And I built a subway system in that small 100 by 100 world that would connect around. Do I still have that world on my Switch? I'd have to check.
And let's go over to my turtle enclosure. And so far there's not much. There are eggs that are about to hatch and should have hatched by now, if I'm not mistaken. More turtle eggs over here. They shouldn't have hatched by now because they've been out of my render. a door to release them. I did actually have turtles in here before.
I actually did have like a shit ton of eggs at one point. And so I just released, like, I put all of the eggs on the outside of that bay area, and just to have a ton of turtles in that area. However, I'm pretty sure they all despawned because I barely see turtles in that area anymore, even though there should have been a lot.
But then I used the doors to release them because I don't want to keep them in captivity. I
planted like more than a stack of eggs that time. So yeah, they're gone.
SeaWorld. Well, I do kind of want to keep them in captivity, but I don't want to treat them inhumanely. If they want to be released, I'm releasing them once they're adults. Minecraft music is nice. So the main area of my house does not have anything. There is an enchanting room.
Yeah, that's
There is an enchanting.
That I remember. Was like, you remember me saying how like that one part of the treehouse that juts out? I think I mentioned it. That's the enchanting
room. And there's a cat standing on my lectern, and also a dog, another cat, and another dog. The lectern is basically to make this a story world, and I have not continued the story. And every single animal you see right here, except for the calico cat, meaning this one, just named the calico cat Callie, have been. Oh, okay. What happened to the? Thing is, my librarian that I had in captivity. No, I did not say captivity, no. Had despawned, so, I had to get another one. Luckily, I had some villagers. And so, oops. Villager. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm naming a name tag I have. And I'm going to use it on a villager so it does not despawn. The summer I said that Minecraft. I'm really fly. He's currently kind of tired. I don't have a proper people here and later. And also a bunch of chests that
I don't remember why I had those chests there. I don't even know what they had.
Have a bunch of dirt in it.
Dirt.
Not much in the nether. And so let's go to the mine. Yeet! Didn't die. So this was meant to be a drill. But this doesn't.
I remember when I put that iron block there, that was a lot of iron for me. That's supposed to be like a drill head sort of thing. And when I put that iron block there, I felt that was like a lot of iron. Because that I put early on in the game, and so putting 9 iron just for decoration was, yeah, a lot. So you get my point.
It doesn't really look like one. Of course, it's just there for decoration. It doesn't actually function. I'm gonna add fences, but okay. So I probably should have mentioned, why is the other dog here whining? Well, because his owner has left, and Mrs. Soner, which is pretty funny. So once we get down to here, there's a cobblestone wall, and we enter a ginormous cave, like ginormous underground caves. I love these; they're cool. And then later down, I went through another underground cave that I've yet to put cobblestone around or fences to make it that you don't fall. And luckily, both of them, instead of falling through lava, I fell through water. But also down there was down when it gets to the deep slate, where I had to mine through the deep slate, was pretty close to lava. So that would have been kind of a pain. So there's this bridge from the mine entrance. Like, I'm going kind of fast, sorry. There's this bridge that leads you into this hollowed out cave. This is not a naturally spawning cave. This was a cave of my own making. That so there's this bridge from the mine entrance. Like, I'm going kind of fast. Sorry. There's this bridge that leads you into this hollow.
Yeah, that's where I built the new section of the lab I showed earlier.
Hollowed out cave. This is not a naturally spawning cave. This was a cave of my own making. Right here is something I covered up for another project that I abandoned.
I don't remember why that's covered up. It's not there. It's not covered up anymore. I don't know why that's covered up.
This is where I got all the cobblestone to build my cobblestone wall that encased the village. It was kind of a pain to harvest all that. So, let's go down to the very, 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 very bottom. There's water here, luckily. Minecraft physics makes sense. Why? Oh! This has a severe issue with lag, where it takes a while for something to load. This world. An issue when I first stopped playing on this world. It was something to do with the lag. And then, but
I think
the first time I
about
stopped playing on it.
For this. But if we look back at more of the videos, remember there was another where I showed like more in depth. I had my phone set up to my projector, and like I'm so glad I have an Elgato 4K 60 capture card now. I'm gonna copy this so then I can put it in the description of this video if you guys want to check it out. So, no wait, never mind. Some videos of when I had baby face. Where did the... I don't remember. I had them somewhere. I had one somewhere. I don't know where it went. Yeah, anyway, so I did find the world I was talking about with 100 by 100. So I'm gonna enable the Elgato. And let's go into it. Alright, so here we are. I'm gonna move OBS so I can see it properly without having to look at an angle. Why is this so pixely? This looks kind of like shit for some reason. So this is the 100 by 100 world. And I used barrier blocks for a while, and then we decided to eventually just remove the barrier blocks and make it not a 100 by 100 world. Aria Math, how I love you. But, yeah, we removed the barrier blocks eventually, but they were there as the barrier because the border thing wasn't in Bedrock. I think I actually started this world on my phone, and I had it as a ROM for a while and converted it. I moved it to my Switch. So this is my house. Down here, we got the villagers. And then... oh yeah, that's right, they centered shit. Another boardroom chests. Down here is more villagers, and you just go down for a while, and there'd be more villagers. Oops. I'm in creative right now, so you can actually, like, move around. Yeah, I like this house design. I think it's kind of nice. Reminds me of a... oh, jeez. Reminds me of another house design I had in a previous world, which I will eventually... I probably won't show in this video. I could if I wanted to. Oh, jeez. Why is auto... why did I play with auto jump? I never used it, and then eventually turned it off. Like, I would always just jump myself without it, so... General settings, that's about network. Why? Controller, maybe. Auto jump. So yeah, this is my area, and I would always put these animals in my Minecraft worlds. My first dog, Lily, she passed away when I was in 3rd grade. She was older than me. My grandma's cat, Ace, or not Ace, Daisy, she passed away when I was in kindergarten. And Ace passed away when I was in 8th grade. And I created this world before 8th grade, so, like, he was alive when I created him in here. Same thing when I created him in my main Minecraft world. He was alive when I did that. And then Shaggy is still alive. Now, actually, on this world, I discovered a really weird glitch. It's been patched since, and I will show it. Oh, I showed this world because of the subway system right there. Entrance. Yeah. I don't know why that's there. But yeah, this just is a small subway system that goes around the world to my friends' houses. Mini Japan Station was one of my friends, with the pagoda. Second Island Station. The Ugly Block. I don't remember a lot of these names. The main island. Mainland Island. I think that's where we were. Yeah. Like I said, it was small. We got a pond. I don't remember why this pond is here. I flattened a lot of this down to not sea level, but a little bit up. Got a B area. And this is the second island, I called it, with a church. In the graveyard. And this is like a... I don't remember this building. This one was the pagoda I was talking about that one of my friends built, and that's the entrance to the subway for that. One of my other friends built that. I had a couple friends on here. Haven't heard from any of them for a while. Yeah. Kind of miss playing on this world. I should do 100 by 100. It's kind of nostalgic. This must have been... I don't know. But this was like supposed to be a supply store that I built. It's like a warehouse. I was gonna put chests here. And I did put an end portal in there if you didn't see it. I did that with cheats. What? I don't remember this part. Like a bar or something, I think. Yeah, I put an end portal here just so we could actually get to the end in this world. Oh, that generated weird. I kind of did the same thing as I did in my main Minecraft world here, so like if you want to know what it would look like if I showed you the end, it would look something like this, except I covered the entire world in grass. This is an underwater base I never finished, or not underwater, an end base I never finished. There's bases for everybody. Minecarts and then mine. This was a automatic stone generator that I built. Shit ton of furnaces. Shulker boxes. Oh, that's right, I cheated villagers. I forgot I did that. Yeah. So what happened was I tried to create an end or another portal in the end, and it wouldn't work. So I used commands to place this here, and it glitched out and sent me back. It would glitch out and send me back to here, to the overworld. But I don't know why I put me here. But what would happen was that I'd be put back to my bed, but I'd spawn from my bed right in here. And it was so glitched out that it created what I called the moon jumping glitch, like from Breath of the Wild. because it acted like I was always in scaffolding. If I was in survival, I'd be moving around. I wouldn't even take fall damage, and any block that I would break wouldn't make a noise. And it's like I'd be like I was always in scaffolding. Because then I would just hold up and it would like go up like I was in scaffolding. It was very weird. And then I would just let go and I would drop down and take no fall damage. It was, yeah, like I said, a very weird glitch. You get my point. And any block I would break, as soon as I exited the world and went back in, like anything I'd done from the moon jumping glitch onward was just gone. You know what? Let's also show the other world I was talking about. Called it this one. This was this I also had as a realm at one point. Now that I have my own home server, I would never do realms. I'd love to get these worlds off my Switch to put them on my server, but I can't without paying for a realm. So this one's one of my favorite worlds and one of the most nostalgic memories worlds I've had. This was a quartz house I actually never finished. I think that was just me blowing up with TNT. That's an automatic farm I built. That was chicken who despawned. Horse, smelting thing, cacti, nether thing. And this was a villager trading hall. I kind of gave up on it when, zombies got in and killed my villagers. And then that's when I stopped playing on the world. So you might be wondering, how do I have more villagers? So, like, the nearest village is pretty far away, that's the thing. And I just went into commands and got these when I last played. My first house that I built here was this one over here. The one that I was talking about where I had some inspiration in my main world to build another one like it. And I really like it. My eyes itching. And then this was, my friend's houses. This is like a secret entrance area. Like, I eventually gave this house to my friends, and they were able to, like, do what they wanted with it. And one of my friends put his house, or, like, made a room here. Like, these were the same friends from the previous world as well. This is a farm area. I really like this area that I did, except I never finished it, and then the other friend put his house in here. I wanted to expand this, and I never did. Felt like a very daunting task to clear out all that, but now that I've done that in my main world, it really wasn't that much. This turret area, this was my main bedroom area. We had a strider here. And this was the friend who moved into the thing with, like, the birch one under there. That was his base. Very Japanese inspired was what he was trying to go for, and with the cherry trees and bamboo planks now. This was the other friend who moved into there. And I moved out and moved here. And that was a creeper farm. No, I don't know why I did that. That was a creeper farm I never got to work. What got me to stop playing on this world for good is that I have a secret entrance somewhere here to a lab. And I remember starting on a storage room. Like, I started playing on this world again at one point. And then I was having some issues with the multiplayer, and I meant to duplicate the world to try and do it, but I accidentally deleted the world. Luckily, I had an older backup of the world from a while ago, but at that point I just lost motivation to continue playing on this world, and I haven't really played on it since. I miss a lot of this. When I was younger. I have responsibilities now. I have a job. I have things that have going on in my life. I haven't talked with these people for a while. Yeah. Should reach out to them again. Yeah, that is really it for all of this. Me talking about Minecraft and stuff, showing my world. It sucks getting older. You know, last night I rewatched the video they gave us at graduation. I wish I could go back in time and redo it. Going through these worlds, seeing the stuff that friends and I built, and I haven't seen those friends for a while. Like, I have friends from high school, and these were people I knew online. They used to live in my hometown, but I never actually met them. I haven't reached out to them in close to 2 years. I could actually look on Discord. The last messages. Um, last time one of them reached out was August 24th, 2025. Last time I really talked was July of last year. It's been yeah, graduating, like moving on from life. I really hope my friends and I can still, like my friends from high school and I can still stay in touch. We're still in a group chat together. We still talk every day, whether it be text or calls. I still keep in touch with my friends from high school. It's been a month. And I really hope we can keep that up and not drift away, drift apart. I'm scared for the future. And like I said with the graduation video, the song that, like one of the songs that they played in the graduation video is called One More Time. Don't remember who made it. But it goes, time been getting older and the time's getting no good. Time's been getting slower and the boys were getting older. We were stretched out as far at least from the west, however it goes. I rewatch that video weekly. Most of these people I'll never see again. So I'm scared, like, losing touch with everybody. I'm in this limbo right now where I don't know what the hell's going on. Or, like, I don't know about a lot of this stuff. And so I'm gonna... Like, I'm just trying to... I'm ready for college because I don't want to be in a limbo where I feel like I'm just nothing. It feels like I'm back doing online school right now. I did online my junior year. I mentioned that in a couple of videos. Oh, man, this is supposed to be a fun Minecraft video, not a depressing end. Yeah, I miss a lot of it. I miss high school already. I'm gonna go have lunch now.